right now. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I'm a winner, yep, hallelujah. Praise goes up and the blessings come down. My swag straight from God's house. Help me, please. Open up your mouth. Deliver you. Truth every round. You best beware who you be round. That Satan ain't no joke. He's smart, he's real, he's slick, he's like, he's lucky. Got you sitting at home with a broken heart. Feeling like you're losing and he's tearing you apart. The devil is a liar. God already won.
You're listening to MarceyLynn once again on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Harry, for that wonderful introduction. As you know, Juneteenth weekend just happened. It was a beautiful time, beautiful events. I am still so full, and I'm going to continue to be full. But today, I am honored, privileged, and above myself to have these two gentlemen who basically reminded me one of the loves of my wife, which is violin. So today I have with me the sons of Mystro, Malcolm and Umoja. And when I tell you, these two right here, I'm going to show you all the video, had Mama Marcy sitting not only with one of their violins, but a violin that the school had tuned up by one of them for me to play. I just felt so honored, and I thank you guys so much. So I want you both to take a moment. They'll probably complete each other's sentences. No, they're not twins. They just do that because they're connected. And tell them who you are and what you do. Who's
Well,
going?
I'm Umoja,
And I'm Malcolm, and
we're the sons of Mystro.
That's exactly like, this is how this is going to go. And I love that connection. And the faces that you both make when you're playing are amazing. If any of you guys did not make the show that we had on Sunday Eve, you missed a lot of fun. And you also missed the brilliance of taking an instrument and making it do what you need it to do for the world. And this is what these gentlemen do. They literally have been doing it forever. I don't remember. You were in New Haven before, weren't you? A while. It was a long time ago, though, I think.
Were we in New Haven
I
before?
don't remember. No, first time
No?
going there. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been in Connecticut before.
Yeah, we've been to Hartford, been to a few places, but it was our first time being in New Haven performing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know I've seen you somewhere else, but who knows with me? You can't go by me. But so let's start from the beginning. I know you told us the story at Neighborhood Music School, but I want everybody to understand where you come from and exactly what you do.
So it all started in Bethune Elementary School in Hollywood, Florida. That's where we raised and grew up in Hollywood, Florida, Broward County. And so that school was what basically they had, your arts program, your drama, your, 2D art, 3D art, band, keyboard, violin, everything pretty much. And I saw a picture I was leaving my second grade. I was leaving the class. And I was eventually going to my third grade year. And I saw on the wall pictures of kids going on field trips. And I was like, wow, I want to go on a field trip. I want to go to Disney World, I want to Busch Gardens. I want to go somewhere, as a kid while being in school. So I said, you know what? I'm playing the violin. So I picked the violin. Instead of playing the flute, I picked the violin. And I just played ever since. And I went to D.C. and in middle school. I went to Disney World. I went to Busch Gardens. I've been to a few places, I would say, while I was, just playing the violin. It took me to a lot of places. And to this day, I'm still going places too because of the violin. So, I won't take it back for the world. It's definitely a blessing. And the thing is, the decision I made, I'll say this. The thing is, it was tough because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing the violin because the violin wasn't cool to be playing. It was more so like something just to do, just to play, just to be in the school. But as I kept playing, I was like, you know what? I'll play the violin. And then after high school is when I realized that it was actually like a career. You could use the violin to play, to go places, to travel, to be in just everywhere. Even for me, our first big event was for the Miami Heat. The thing is, I got to meet LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, you know, the whole crew playing my violin in front of Kobe Bryant. I guess so many players I got to see just playing the violin. It was to me. I couldn't believe it. I would never would have thought in the world I'd be playing the violin with people like that. You know, and you know, it's a blessing, like I said. So you know, I'm grateful, happy to be here, to be performing still, and just enjoy what I love to do. You know.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not only a blessing for you; it's a blessing to all of us. That, I just go back and keep looking at the recordings. That we're going to talk about that one note, but I'm still teasing
Yeah.
myself about that one note. One note thing. You decided to do. Listen, that one note thing. Yeah, I'll find a couple more, but right now I'm going to work with that one note. So, what about you?
For me, it was really simple. My brother brought the instrument home one day, and I thought it was really cool. And so I was just like, wow, maybe we can end up playing this instrument together. And then ever since, I just got into it. But luckily enough, our mom put us
Yes.
in the magnet programs for a public school system, you know. She heard us about it a long time ago from our other brother, Hendo, when he was going to middle school. And so then she decided to put us in the magnet school program as well, you know. And then we've been just playing the violin ever since. Being inspired by different groups, other musicians, Black Violin, Mary Ben Ari, the Madden Violinist, and anybody out there that was really taking
Just
this craft and just thinking outside the box and being influential with it. And, you know, that inspired us and we took it along and just kept going with it and kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
Chan too, Moja. Remember him?
Yeah.
I'm a Chan too.
You guys are so connected anyway. I can't imagine that it would have been any different. Like, you are probably more connected than some of the twins I know, like I said before. What makes that connection for you guys? Do you know, besides your spirits, obviously you have the same spirit, but
just growing up, you know,
you already look like each other.
a lot of video games. A lot of video games, you know, been played, you know, me and him growing up, watching animes and stuff like that growing up. We just, you know, we're basically, me and him are close. You know, I will say, I'm a brother.
I think also just like working with someone for 15 years straight
and
on the
that's
same thing, performing on the same stage over and 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 over again.
you don't get tired.
You develop, you still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you could learn everything together at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because we've been to the same school, system and everything like that.
well, the same parents. Let's start there.
Exactly.
And you know, with that, let's start where your name came from.
Oh yeah.
Umoja.
So my name Umoja, it means unity in Swahili, is one of the days of Kwanzaa.
Of course.
And my mom named me that. She loved the name and she just decided to give it to me. You know?
Awesome. Unbelievable. All right. Cool.
What about you, Malcolm? Or Malcolm X?
Malcolm X, yeah. That's it.
Well, listen, Malcolm, we kind of figured that, but it's good to have confirmation that, you know, just kind of figured out. Don't ask me where MarceyLynn came from because I'm still trying to figure that out. But I do know that my aunt's middle name was Lynn, so that's where we started, and they wanted to keep So that's where Lynn came from. But the Marcy, I think, just because my father's name was Marvin. But now, the music that you play has been so uplifting for quite a few people, and I really, again, want to thank you for taking a moment to be here for Juneteenth. You guys are in Maryland right now, getting ready to play tomorrow. How is it traveling, like with everyone? It's usually you, your dad, your drummer.
Yeah, and DJ. Pretty much. We have fun. You know, we all.
I can tell. Listen, I couldn't stop dancing.
Yeah, definitely. Our personalities are all like sync. You know, we all like we don't clash when it comes to that. So we all respect each other. For one, when you have respect, that goes a long way. You know, when it comes to that. But for the most part, we do what we gotta do, get our job done. Well, you know, knock the stuff out. Get to next time you got to go to, drive there. Whatever, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours away, whatever. Just drive there, knock it out. Somebody's tired, we'll switch over and let somebody else drive as well. But you know, we just have fun. We chill. We're in a hotel room. We might just, you know, watch some sports, or you know, we have our video game system. We might play some Switch. All of us might play a game or something. You know, we all might go out to a movie or go out somewhere. You know, I might go. I'm going to the gym. You know, we do a lot of things. You know.
I heard you live in the
for
gym. I don't even want to hear the gym thing.
Yeah. Just things, just to keep us, all together.
By the way, his arms are as big as my head. So
yeah. But the chemistry is important. You got to build the chemistry. So when you build chemistry off the court, like basketball, sports, you have better chemistry on the court. So
chemistry controls everything. It really does control everything. Like, I could tell your facial expressions when you guys are playing that it's just part of you. It's like it's just an extension of you. It's not really an instrument. And that's the best part of it for a lot of us that understand as artists how that is. So I want to get into some of your music. I know you do covers, but your covers are so different. It's because it's, of course, violin, but then the way you make everything yours. So let's talk about some of your individual music aside from covers. I know you have how many albums?
So right now we have
Radius Streams Volume 1,
Volume 2, and we also have the Christmas EP that's out. We're currently working on an album that's coming out by like between the end of July and August.
Okay.
That's what we're looking towards to release it. But our style is very eclectic and diverse. But it's not really about the genre. It's about the energy that this particular song provides. So if you see in our set, so that you're dancing to disco, next you know you're just jamming an Afrobeat all of a sudden and stuff like that. That was through a lot of trial and error and figuring out, okay, what song works for this? What song helps us evoke this energy? What song is the best song that we can push out the most authentic energy and vibe that really resonates with our brand and our brand's identity, which is transformative fun empowerment, and is able to project this energy to our audience and uplift them and make them feel good and make them want to get up out their seats.
Oh yeah. The electric slide to Before I Let Go, that type of thing that we really, when I tell you had us do an electric slide on the stage and down in the audience, which was great. That was a lot of fun. Just in general, what would you tell someone that wanted to take an instrument of any kind and make it their own, and what's the best advice? I normally tell people to go with their spirit, but what would you tell someone, no matter what instrument it was, not just the violin?
All right, I got two different answers for that.
You go first.
Well, in my perspective, I think everybody is talented. I think everyone has a talent, and it's because there's a specific makeup that creates who they are down to their DNA. Everybody's different. Some has some type of form of uniqueness, even if we're all similar down the line. But I think it's about finding out what characteristics that you have within yourself that can be used to accent what you're doing. And that's where you create your own individual path to you finding out your talent, because we can do the same exact thing, right? To the same level. Imagine you and me, we practice the same amount of years, same amount of time, and we're playing the same exact instrument, but you're going to play a completely different way than I do. And the more you figure out your own talent, your own makeup, your own identity in yourself and what you're doing, you'll create something even more unique down the line. Because everybody can learn, everybody can practice, but just really figuring out how you can put your personality in your instrument is what's going to differentiate you from everybody else. So yeah, it's just figuring yourself out. Success leaves clues. You already know who you are. You can figure out what your core values are as a person, how your mind works, how your mind works in a particular activity, engaging with other people. If you want to talk about just performing, or even just your instrument, how you learn better. Some people are visual learners. Some people are auditory learners. Maybe they'll learn better from listening to music. Maybe they'll learn better from doing research on just the actual music theory behind the stuff. Maybe that works better for them. Or maybe there's a genre of music that they can engage in that will really unlock what they have. Because like for us, really, it was hip hop and music from video games and anime that taught us how to even play classical music better, and how to have a voice expressed in our instrument, and just learning and exploring those things actually assist us because later down the line, when we went through classical music, we learned a couple stuff. We learned some gypsy music. We learned a little bit of jazz. We're learning reggae music as well. And all those things crafted and cultivated this uniqueness that we were able to bring to our performances and to our music. So yeah, overall, my advice would just be find out more about who you are and
Yes,
then how this translates to what you want to do.
definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
Just
You just
make it
stole the
part
words
of.
out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Just find your own lane. Figure out what you want to do and just stick with it. Don't listen to nobody else. All the negative noise around you, just block it
Mhm.
out. Just lock in. Do what you want to do. But just again, just stick out. Find your own style, your own flavor, and just make it, a niche and make it stand out. And just run with it.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm hoping that the kids we had are listening too. I'm working with them
Mhm.
on just finding themselves. And that's the easiest part when you listen to your mental health, your physical health from any stresses that might be around. Is sometimes it's hard because you live in a stressful situation. You can't get yourself out
Mhm.
of it, but there's always a peace place you can put yourself in.
Hmm.
You have to find yourself a peace place. You both look like you're about to fall asleep on me. Wake up.
A lot of the kids,
Oh no, we
nah, I'm
entire
not
we
falling
good.
asleep.
No, I'm
A lot
listening.
of the
I'm
kids,
listening.
thing is, a lot of the kids, they deal with so much negativity. Like one of the kids you told me was crying. I didn't know that was crying because they never like got to experience people that come to their school and like give them encouragement to do well.
Hmm.
Because I guess because they're so caught up in the world and social media and all this negative stuff they keep hearing, so they don't really get that sense of like just giving them just a beam of light to say that you can do this, you can make you can make it's gonna work for you. If you just stick to it, you can do it. But a lot of kids don't get that encouragement growing up. They just get made fun of and just push them down over and over. So I think it's important to give those kids that encouragement. That positivity. They need that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the number one fear,
Hmm.
and it's bigger than the fear of death. It's public speaking,
Yeah, yeah, you're
which
right.
is it's just the most insane thing.
Hmm.
And that translates to playing an instrument in front of people, expressing yourself in front of people. And in this case, with our workshops, we teach them how to improvise. It's just improving and creating something in front of people. Because when you improvise and you create stuff, you're engaging into a really deep source of your sense of self. So
Hmm.
then you're expressing that sense of self in front of a whole group of people, and for it to even be rejected or feel like it's going to be rejected is scary for some, you know. And at every
Hmm.
workshop we do, there's usually a kid that, like we said, this starts
Hmm.
tearing up a little bit because there's just a stress that's just there, you know. And I mean, we can get into epigenetics and everything like that, and nature where stuff is just inherited in their being. But long story short, people deal with these insecurities within themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They all deal with these insecurities, and it's just even adults too,
yeah, they do.
not even just kids.
Listen, the thing about it is that they have to realize that social media is real to the person that they may be watching, as far as stars and things like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be real to them. So
Yeah.
thinking that they
Hmm.
can attain or reach some of the goals that are out there when it's just not a level that they're not that they're not able to reach, but it's just not a realistic level.
Mm.
And when I have to mention that to people, I explain, I said, well, you have to be realistic. I'm not downplaying you, but it's not going to take you the 6 months it took someone else. It might take you a year. Why do you say that? Because first you have to find yourself. You haven't found yourself yet. They found
Hmm.
themselves. So a lot of that, what you're saying makes a lot of sense because we have access at our fingertips that is good and bad for us as adults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that everybody has their own recipe for their own success
Hmm.
because it's so dependent on just the certain metrics that you need
Hmm.
for yourself in order to pass this plateau in terms of mastery. There's a book called I forgot what it's called. It's something called Levels of Mastery, but they describe mastery in a sense of different plateaus that you just jump to. I gotta figure out the name of the book too. But it's different plateaus that you just jump to instead of a gradual rise. Sometimes you get to a plateau and you stay there, and then you grow and then you grow and you grow, and then when you meet the requirements to get to that next plateau, then you jump to this next step, and you stay there too, and you jump to this next step again. But again, it's just like I like to kind of describe it like a video game, right? You get all the requirements you need to beat the next level, all the quests and all that stuff like that, and then boom,
Boom,
you're
something
introduced to
else
this
comes up.
opportunity, to this opportunity, this opportunity, as long as you prepare for it. But it's different with everyone else, right? If again, another example, Miss Marcy, if we like you were doing our career, for example, right?
Yeah.
Same amount of years. The prerequisite things that are required for you to get the Miami Heat thing, to get this thing, to get the other thing, might be different for us, you know? And it might be in such a way where it just feels like it just falls in your lap all of a sudden. And it's like, wow, what did I do to just get this? As the same for a lot of other people that do social media and grow it. There's a point that they reach where all of a sudden, boom, they got a million views. After they're like 500th try. But little did they know they met the requirements to get that. As opposed to somebody else, it might take 3 tries, but they met the requirements to get to that point. You know? So it's just that success is just, and the pathway to it is just really unique to everybody.
Yeah. Yep. I was looking at the levels of mastery, and I think that's a good way to put it. And it's so funny because you're talking about the anime. My husband, he has been into anime as long as the 30 years we've been together, and I really used to watch it with him. I haven't had the time as much, but really, like, just watching it sometimes with him, I'll laugh and giggle, and I'll go, well, it makes sense. But then now I'll pay a little bit more attention to the music. Sometimes I haven't. I realize that. So now I pay a little more attention to the music and, just the voices that could carry too. So now I'm getting it a little bit more too. So Malcolm, talk to me. Tell me about something that has been challenging for you and you've overcome.
Challenging for me that I had to overcome. I'm trying to think. That's a good question. It's a great question, actually. Oh, I could tell you one. I would say for me, performing a lot, I definitely was very, very shy growing up. Speaking in front of the crowd and whatnot, doing stuff like that, that definitely opened up, as far as like my confidence when it came to that. Because, being in high school and then after high school, we basically got thrown in the fire. We had to just perform, had to speak and everything. And I guess speaking in front of a large crowd, that kind of made us, well, me, I would say more shy. But then, of course, over time, it's like nothing anymore. I could just talk. It doesn't really matter. It's just like whatever, be myself. But that's one of the things I would honestly say, being on stage, performing and talking and stuff like that. And just, just being yourself, basically, without worrying about whoever's in the crowd thinking about trying to, say whatever or, just be yourself, and that's all.
Don't give anybody anything you can't give them later.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's for me. I would say that. How about you, Umoja?
Yeah, for me, I guess one of the, there's a lot of challenges, honestly. But I guess one challenge would be us figuring out what our style is, right? Because now more than ever, there's so many violinists doing this thing now.
They are.
Before, when we first started, right, it weren't really that much. But now they're just coming through in bulk loads to just do this because they see opportunity for them to, use their craft and use the stuff that they learn to be able to make more money to monetize it, which is harder back then, but it's a lot easier now. But just figure out how we differentiate that. It took a lot of years of work, a lot of what they call paid practice of performing. And even when it comes to our originals now, it's just figuring out, we finally figured out, okay, this is what Sons of Mystro is. This is what we are as a group, and this is what our brand is, and this is what the message that we're actually providing to our listeners and our fans.
I like that.
Yeah.
You have a brand, you do the things that you used to do, and now everything that you're doing now new is definitely at a different level from the beginning. So I like that you have the 1 and the 2, and now we have EPs and we have access to singles. It makes it a lot easier too for a lot of us to see what people like most. If they're just pulling a certain thing, you kind of know, okay, well, maybe I should go that way because it seems like they're liking it more. But the way we change, us as fans and everything else, I don't know. But that's just something that I'm getting from that. But those are good challenges. How was it growing up before violin?
Oh, growing up was I mean, it was we had a decent, childhood, growing up. It wasn't in the best place we grew up, but it was still, we had our parents,
Mm-hmm.
that helped take care of us and raised us,
Mm-hmm.
and thank God we had both parents in our lives.
Isn't that something? I did too. Thank goodness.
Because I had friends in school that
Yeah.
only had one parent. I had, parents, growing up. I had friends in,
Mhm.
school that had this.
Living with their grandparents and aunts and
Yeah.
uncles, sisters and brothers, even. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, that's cool. So I was teasing your father. I said, so Mystro when he's DJing in all these different places. Did you travel with him at all?
Oh no, this happened before we were thought of, boy.
Or you thought of?
We
Oh,
were born because my dad came from Jamaica, and
tell me
then
that. Yeah, I
came
know.
from Jamaica to New York to Bronx, live in New York, and then my mom and him met in Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually moved to California,
Mm-hmm.
and then my parents eventually moved back to New York,
Mhm.
and then moved to Florida.
Moved to Florida from
We were
there.
born in Florida.
Mhm.
Oh,
We had two older brothers that were born in New York, and my bad, they were born in California. Two older brothers in California, they were born, and then they were born in the '80s. We were born in the '90s, so
okay.
that's basically what what
That's
happened.
what I said. I said I got two new little brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Two new little brothers.
Yeah.
So, what's your tour? What? Give some people where you're gonna be so they can come see you.
So we're gonna be here tomorrow is our show in Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
which will be at what's it called, Mose? You know better than me. The
Actually,
location.
I don't,
I
but
know
I'm
where it's
looking it up
at.
right now.
I know where it's at. I just don't know the
So
name
it's
of
at the Meriwether Arts and
it.
Culture
It's
Center.
next to the
Oh,
Whole
really?
Foods. Next to the Whole
Yeah.
Foods.
So it's just the event they have called Amped in the Park.
Yeah, by the Whole Foods, right there by the Whole Foods.
That's where it's going to
Water area.
be tomorrow, and from the 27th to 28th, we're going to be in Shelbyville, Delaware, Shelbyville,
Yep.
at the Freeman
Mhm.
Stage at Bayside.
Oh, really? I'm jealous.
Mhm. Hey, that's what I one note can take you.
Yeah.
See that? See that one note can take me.
Yeah, one note.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we doing that. And then we go back home, recover. We lock in and finish this album up, the finish touches on the album. And then after that, drop the album, just drop some new stuff, and then push, promote, and then eventually go back on the road again.
Beautiful. What do you vacation? How do you vacation? Like just the days that you have extra?
I mean, when it comes to vacation, this is
You're
kind
doing
of
what
like a
you love, so
vacation,
you really can't call it like it's
So
not a
I
vacation.
would
but not really.
no, I'm gonna make a distinction because I don't want anybody listening to get caught up in that. So you must always separate your work life
Yep.
from your fun, whatever. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter if you're traveling, because yes, we travel, right? But guess what? We don't see anything. It's not a vacation.
You gotta
We go
go.
from one city, drive 5 hours to the next one, maybe 2 or 3, and then we're performing.
Mhm.
Doing whatever promotions, things of that nature. The free time we have, most of the time, we sleep or rest.
Yeah.
Or there's other stuff in between that we have to work on, do. Like even before this call, I was editing the content for now I'm gonna send you guys that we did the workshop
Okay,
and other
that's
stuff that I
beautiful.
did. You know what I'm saying? So there is a distinction between that. And anyone that's listening, please don't let your work. You can enjoy your work, you can love it, but it's not your vacation. It's not your vacation. You have to
I
distinguish and
totally
separate from it a
understand.
little bit.
I
Yeah.
understand. I schedule time with my granddaughter. I schedule time. Date night with my husband is like always Wednesday.
Mhm.
Like we have to do that for not just for sanity, but just for self. Because listen, you might enjoy what you do. I love the work that I do. Most of it. Um, there's some times where I just want to like throw some numbers at something because I'm so sick of looking at them. But that's just my primary love is numbers. But
Mhm.
I tell people often, you have to stop doing what you're doing and focus on you. So
Yeah.
as we move on, so after you said you're just going to jump right back into work because you have to promote and then record again, and then
Well, no, just promote our new album and
and how
just
do you do, like how do you go about that? Just
for us, it's just different avenues, different outlets, radio stations, like
So
online.
I would say it's pretty avenue for us, right? Because we have to engage it because we produced this sound on our own, mixing it, mixing it on our own, everything. So this is going to be something new that we're kind of doing in terms of putting it and
Hmm.
pushing it to different platforms.
your echo
Now
is
we do.
fighting your echo is fighting you.
My bad.
No, it's not just
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, you don't have to mute
Is
yourself.
that better?
It's better, but still at the same rate. I was just like, okay. All right. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay.
I'm
So
glad you
it's
guys know me
going
because it's
to
just
be
like
it's going to be kind of like first in terms of wanting to push this to really start our own album
break
for it.
it, lose it. Why
Hmm?
is it doing that? I'm not sure why it's doing. It wasn't doing that before. It's like it's cutting off on you. Give it a minute. Maybe it's an unstable
I'm
moment
not
in the
using Wi-Fi.
hotel.
Let me try Wi-Fi.
Right.
Give me 1 second.
That's okay. Just give it a second, get the sound right again. So I wanted to. I'm probably going to show one of the videos from this weekend,
Okay,
also. So
is that
you
better?
guys will get to see a little something. Yes, much better.
Oh yeah. So
Is
anyway,
it
I
the
was just saying
wait a little bit?
it's like a new avenue for us and everything. But yeah, um, the plan really is just to pitch this to as many podcast radio stations and slash, you know, get albums.
Losing you. I'm losing you again. I don't know what. Malcolm, I don't know whether it's because you muted because now I can't. Like I'm losing him.
And this is
I'm
considering
sorry.
people, to just look at how 3 days, not the
It's
reliable
messing up.
sorting.
Hold up.
Yeah, it's messing up
It
for me
was like,
too.
there we go. That's okay. I think it's better now. I had to like do some nice one. Fix it. All right.
I'm
Talk now.
sorry.
Check one,
Who,
two, one,
me
two.
or
You're good. You're good. All right, it's good.
okay? There's a delay, just a little delay.
Delay. It was a delay, yeah, but I think it
Mm-hmm.
stopped.
We'll get through the next 10 minutes. I hope. You moving?
Yeah, it's definitely.
So what's the temperature now in Maryland?
It is 195 degrees. 95 degrees. Ooh, it's
In
raining too.
Florida? So,
95
100 degrees.
degrees. Ooh,
100 degrees at least.
95, and it's raining. Oh
It's like we
wow!
never left home.
It's 95 and raining.
But apparently, there's a cold front that's coming up here. Apparently, so it's gonna be a little chilly, and like in the low 70s overnight.
Oh, and that's just because there is no global warming if you hear them say it. But anyway, um, so overseas. Let's talk about overseas.
Hmm.
Your travel, places you've been, places you will
Oh,
eventually be going to.
we've only been to Jamaica and Barbados overseas. But we do. I mean, I want to go to Japan. That's me.
Yeah, definitely.
I go to Japan for like 2 weeks or something. More so for a vacation, but to perform we dope too as well. But I want
Hmm.
for vacation so I can enjoy myself and actually experience everything. But I wouldn't mind performing though there too.
Yeah, we love for this album to be another way for us to reach out globally. to develop another fan base as well. You know, places that those places will work. Europe, Asia, Africa. You know.
hmm Well, there's a lot of places to go in Africa, a lot of places to go in Asia. I mean,
Hmm.
I see
Hmm.
tourists coming around.
Africa
I
too,
see
like
tourists.
Botswana, all them places, Botswana, Ghana.
It's just all right.
Yeah.
Well, you've spoken into existence, so you just let me know when I need to pack. Just kidding.
Yes. You got
I'll
that
pack
one
and
note
commit
now.
myself to wherever. um, babe, I'm leaving. Where you going? With Sons of Mystro overseas. Okay, bye. I can hear him now. So tell me about mom. I saw her for a second.
Huh? Come again?
Tell me a little bit more about mom. I said I know I saw some of your relatives for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. My mom is very. You say Umoja. He's
Yeah,
talking.
I was very kind, very strong, very wise woman. Um, she has an intense willpower of never giving up, and she kind of imparted that
Mm,
on us too. So she doesn't let her kids really. If her kids have a dream or something that they really want to do, she's full supporting of that, and the end goal of that is you succeeding.
mm-hmm,
You know.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, our mom is one of the people I would say like the ideal person, the ideal person that just exists on this planet, you know?
Isn't it like she's like everybody's mom, smiling all the time, probably. That's that type of thing.
Yeah.
And the best part of it is, when you have children like my mom. All four of us are entrepreneurs, pretty much. So, everybody
Mm.
that's everybody's mom in the neighborhood back then. You know what I mean? So, sometimes she's like, "You guys had too many friends." She used to say to us all the time, before the dementia, but like she will sometimes just say hello to somebody because she's just that kind and know for a fact that she does not know who that is, but she'll be like, "Hi, it's good to see you." But
Mm.
that's how our moms are, and it's a blessing. And I told your dad, I said, my mom, being Bajan and Japanese, he's like, only us people could get together and, make someone that is successful and, just having to be kind in this world back when they were meeting. It's just, and being down there in, the South, the best part of it
Mm.
is the fact that they were able to live to make you guys and your brothers in California. So how often do you go on the other side of the world? West side?
Mhm.
To the west, to the coast. I mean, we were last. Mom,
We did. We was in Portland, Oregon. It was like Seattle. It was yeah. We did this. We were like in Portland, Oregon. We went to
yeah, we
Seattle
did.
to
We
do
did
some.
like a
We
West
went.
Coast thing.
Yeah.
It
We
was
did some
Oh,
really
places.
primarily East Coast, but
Yeah.
yeah, usually alternates between years. Go to West Coast 1 year, and
Hmm.
then a couple of months later we go to the East Coast. A couple of months later back to the West Coast, and so on and so forth.
We almost got to it. We almost died though.
oh no.
Yeah,
We didn't die, but we got to a car accident. Some
this is
car
the
hit
car
us. It was
thing.
crazy. It was leaving LA and
Mm-hmm.
driving to Sacramento,
Mm-hmm.
California. That place was nice by the way too, but it was crazy. The car like hit us. We had a big SUV, Lincoln Navigator was it? The car, and I
Oh my
guess
God, it's huge.
guy.
Sorry,
It
yeah.
was a truck that I guess the truck like drove up and I guess hit this other car, smaller car.
And the
Mm-hmm.
car
And the
spun
guy,
over
the Asian kid
us.
in the car was spinning, and he was looking at me. I felt so bad. The Asian kid was spinning, and his car hit our car. Cause that truck, man, that was so messed up, man. That truck, yo.
But everyone was, thank
That's what I
God.
would say. Thank God.
Everybody
Nobody
lived.
got hurt.
Yeah.
Thank God. Oh man, my leg was a little
That's
sore
good.
though after that
That's
because
good.
it hit the door, that kind of like the side of the car, so I felt that hit a little bit.
Mm.
God, it
Oof.
wasn't that bad though.
You were just sore. Listen, you're here. That's
Yeah, it's like my
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I had this one year where I got T-boned twice in the same car, and I was just like, okay, now it's time to get rid of the car. It's
yeah,
it. But people are always like, we're distracted, but it doesn't even have to be distraction. I literally,
Mm.
one of my 7 jobs is driving, and I drive kids around, so I don't play those games.
yeah. You gotta be careful out here driving.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely.
You never know what
So
can
Yeah.
happen.
when you coming back?
That's a good question. Well, I expect us to come back for the next Juneteenth or whatever big event they have up there. They hit us up. So we actually like it out there in New Haven. It was pretty dope. You guys did an excellent job putting on the event. Everything in general was.
We couldn't have did it without you guys. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's like, every element, all the moving parts are very important to the things that we do. And I think that's the reason why we keep getting more days and more days and more days. Um,
Mm.
my goal for this year is really trying to explain to them how important it is for us to have our Juneteenth Saturday. The symphony has a home right down the street, Woolsey Hall. So I want to be sure that we are able to get that next year, along with some other things that, of course, we need to correct and fix. But every year is a learning experience. I
Mm.
explained to you, this is my first full on being officially on. They'll tell you I'm everywhere, but I'm never on anything. So when I join teams, it's one of those things. But I'm just glad that we had this interactions because we were able to, get to know each other. All of us pretty much. Just that
Sure.
one workshop. The kids were so brilliant. I think we have some brilliant, brilliant kids coming up. Do you find that there are a lot of kids with special needs that play the violin?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many all these instruments.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's
engaging in
indeed.
types of activities for the town, but also,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a shame where the state of these strength programs in different
Mm-hmm.
states, I'm noticing like we're seeing a little bit less kids at some of these workshops. I mean, some of
Mm-hmm.
it's just getting information out there to make sure everybody, knows about it in every circle and even every child. But I notice how a lot of these programs they need more assistance, they need more help. Like even down
Mm-hmm.
South Florida, I remember when we left our middle school, and a couple years later they just did a strength program out. I'm like, what is going on?
Wait, took it
You
away.
know?
Crazy.
Yeah, and we
If
need
it works,
arts.
but see, that's if it works.
Yeah, but we need arts to survive the human race.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't arts, you wouldn't have architecture. You wouldn't have people creating these auditory experiences to help alleviate stress that everyone just has every single day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you go through you're 5, you can't live your favorite music, and it's gone. You know what I mean? Like what kind of life are you going to experience at that point? You go crazy. Go on in. Because arts is also a form of therapy for people with ADHD, people that will see it.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix the screen. It's we wouldn't have clothes, we wouldn't have food.
Yeah.
A lot of things like we wouldn't have anything. The light above you, there's just a lot. Curtains, things to look at that make you happy. Um, you know, you guys didn't get a chance to meet my puppy, but she even has dashikis. So it's important. It's important. But do either of you have children?
No.
No.
No. No. Yeah. No.
No. I understand. Well, I don't. I don't know. I don't.
It's good to ask.
Hello. I gotta ask.
No.
I just ask it. So that's good that you're able to travel and stuff then too, and not have to have anybody sitting at home with a child. You know what I mean?
Our two dogs are our
That's the
kids
hardest
now.
thing. I don't think I would really mind that though, because I really think that if you're traveling for your craft, it is what it's supposed to be. Just
Yeah,
like
of course.
sports players. So that's just a question that came to me. I meant to ask you that before, but it is wonderful. What can you tell me your ages? Because I didn't ask that.
I'm 32, and Umoja
I'm
is
29.
29.
You're what?
29.
Yeah. Okay, so put your ages together minus 10, and that's my age. So yeah, I'm 53. So yeah, you guys got some time. You got some time. I really think that I cannot explain to you how grateful I am for you both and your dad and just everybody. Everybody. I can't wait to see you again. I look
For
forward now
sure.
when you're ready to talk about what's upcoming as far as promoting your album. Please make sure you call me, and we'll get you
Yes.
back on and play some more music. I'm going to definitely be adding a video at the end of this. You guys will see a video of some of the
Sure.
things we did this weekend. That's okay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So let's take the last 5 or 10 minutes, and I want you guys to give advice to musicians that are just starting out, especially to encourage them to keep going. Because I know you said something about it earlier, Umoja, but I know it's the hardest thing when you're a musician to be like, they think it's a fluke when you end up being able to live off of it. So they give up on it.
I would say, think outside the box. What you got from Black Violin? That was a very excellent quote we got from them. Definitely just find the enjoyment in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
What instrument you decide to play. Just make sure something that you actually enjoy doing and stick with it. And just find ways to just to push you every day to practice to be better the next day. It's important. You want to just keep being better than you were the day previously, and just keep
Mm-hmm.
pressing every day, every week, every month, every year, and just keep it going. That's all. And it's just the more you do that, the more you'll find, just enjoyment in life and something to do. Because people are put on this earth to do certain things, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you find your niche, your talent, what you do, stick with it. You just work hard towards it, and that way you'll just reap benefits of it, and just enjoy life, and your life will be blessed and rewarded for your hard work. So yeah.
It's cliche sometimes to keep people telling people don't give up. You have to tell them
Yeah.
not to give up, and then tell them sometimes the reasons why, and sometimes what you have gotten out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just think of it as a process. When you are doing things like that, working on your craft, sometimes you may feel tired. You may feel like you don't want to do this, you want to go, you don't want to do this, you want to practice. But at the end of the day, it's all part of the process. So you have to just work towards it. And at the end of the process, you'll be rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Um, there's a lot of advice to give. I guess this is one that resonates more with musicians
Uh-oh.
that
Are we
put
breaking
release
up
on
again?
them. One,
Oh,
two,
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
A
one,
little
two,
bit.
1, 2, 2. You hear me now?
Hey,
Okay, I guess the advice resonates more music that I already have released. Um, I would say really find out what it takes to get from point A to point B. All right?
From A to B.
Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes what tires you out is walking too endlessly. You have a little bit of direction to know where you want to go, where you're gonna be, and what you're gonna do. Then it makes it easier for you to mark this point of success you have. Because there's a lot of times a lot of decisions they don't know what they want to do with what they're doing now. You find that as you go, it might
Hmm.
change,
Breaking up again.
but try to have the direction where you want to go, so that way you won't tire yourself out walking endless errands. You know, that's just my advice.
I'm so
You
mad
gotta
at
make
you.
this sustainable for yourself too, because at the end of the day, you gotta teach yourself a craft to breathe, even though you so love it. But if you all have to feed
Hold
yourself
on.
for what you're doing,
Oh
you
no,
hear
you're
me?
chopping again.
Oh, I'm thinking again.
Point A to point B. Track your steps. Track your progress. Keep elevating.
Coming up.
I'm just doing it because you chopped up a little bit, but I could hear you. And I don't know, a lot of people might not be able to hear, but I think the parts of the words that I couldn't hear, I got from Malcolm. But that's good because it's
Mm.
coming through because you guys are in the same room. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing. I really, really, again, appreciate you guys taking the time with me. This will be on Thursday after tomorrow. I am just sad that I won't see you until next year, but hopefully when you drop your music, you contact me, and I'll look forward to that. Please give my love to everybody
Sure.
that's in the background, everybody that's in the front, and You know I love you, and you got my number if you need me. And I know you probably won't be in Miami when I go, so I won't even try to reach you guys. I think in Miami I could figure out something to do. Here I was a little, because I live here and I don't know things to do because I live here. But I'm glad that I had the opportunity, and I apologize again for passing out and losing my phones. So, did you guys enjoy us?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I could tell because it just, when you have that connection and you're just like, oh, I got some more brothers. I promise I'll hang out with you next year.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks. My love to your dad and drummer and DJ. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
For sure.
Any closing remarks?
You know what I'm saying?
I guess everyone there that has a dream.
I'm about to say it in Malcolm's camera. I don't know what's going
Okay.
on.
I don't know what's going on there. Let me
Hold on.
just do that now.
Yeah. The
I was
Wi-Fi
too
was
weak,
good,
guys.
Mike. That's why. Your closer, yeah.
Yeah, I guess anybody that has a dream in their life at the moment, just keep the faith. Sometimes you can't see them over the mountain that you're going to be climbing.
Mhm.
So it's just going to take some endurance. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some patience, but you're going to get there eventually. So just keep trying your best, keep learning, and enjoy it.
That's good for our kids. Everything they want everything like right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for our kids. Malcolm.
Just shout out to all our friends, our fans, our supporters that supported us. We appreciate that, and also we have new stuff coming out, new album again, Sons of Mystro. You guys have been with us since beginning, and so our new fans rocking with us. Just you're gonna be experiencing some really dope music and just something new, something refreshing. So be on the lookout. Check us out on our all social media pages: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Sons of Mystro, Sons of Mystro, SONS of Mystro, MYSTRO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys again. Know I love you. And you've been listening to MarceyLynn once again on 103.5 FM, New Haven Independence, home for community radio. And we have just sat and talked to my new baby brothers, Sons of Mystro. I love you guys.
Love you too.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Praise goes up. Blessings come down. I need a blessing right now. Hallelujah. 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 I'm a winner. Yep. Hallelujah. Praise goes up and the blessings come down. My swag straight from God's house. Help me, please. Open up your mouth. Deliver you. Truth every round. You best beware who you be round. That Satan ain't no joke. He's smart. He's real. He's slick. He's lucky. Got you sitting at home with a broken heart. Feeling like you're losing and he's tearing you apart. The devil is a liar. God already won.
You're listening to MarceyLynn once again on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.